Promises to sell you an electric car for half the price of a Tesla made its debut on the New York stock market today. It is NIO, and the shares are up more than 6% in the final hour of trade, 7% just under. We'll talk about that with the Chief Financial Officer in a moment. Matt Rivers, though, if you're not familiar with NIO and you want to know about their cars, Matt Rivers went to a dealership.
Welcome to the NIO showroom here in Beijing, China. You know, this is a very young company, started in 2014, and for now it's pinning its hopes on that SUV right there. That's the ES8, and that's the car that has a lot of people in China saying that this electric vehicle brand, more than others here in China, can really compete with Tesla in the long run. So let's jump inside and talk about it a little bit. Really what it comes down to, the company's argument is that they give you style and performance that matches a similar model in Tesla's lineup, except at about half the price. So this car costs about $65,000 or so. The other thing is that they have a different consumer experience, is what they say. So for example, if you use your app when you're at work, let's say you drive this car to work, you put it in the parking lot, use your app, you can get the company to come to the parking lot and actually charge the vehicle's battery for you. So that's one of the things they say they offer. All total, they call it a competitive advantage. Now, are they Tesla yet? Absolutely not. I mean, very few companies are or could be at that level, for a number of different reasons. One, they've only delivered about 1,600 of these cars to customers so far as of the end of August. They're still operating at a major loss. They lost about $500 million in the first 2 quarters of 2018. And when it comes to revenue, they only reported revenues about $7 million or so by the end of June, compared to hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars for revenues for Tesla over the years. So that is in large part because NIO is still a young company, and there is still a lot of reasons for investors to feel bullish about investing in this company, starting with the fact that they're backed by internet giants Baidu and Tencent here in China, among others. And the Chinese government also really wants to see more electric vehicles on the road, and they're providing subsidies and financial incentives not only to people making these cars, but also to people buying them. And so if this IPO really is about anything, it's about potential. Can this company eventually get to the point where it can manufacture enough quality cars to compete with Tesla in the long run? There are many people here in China who say, yes, that is possible. The question is, will investors in the U.S. and around the world begin to feel the same? Matt Rivers, CNN, Beijing.
At the New York Stock Exchange earlier in the day, well, the share price of NIO after the IPO fell by as much as 5%. Which led me to wonder whether or not, of course, they had mispriced the actual offering. However, as you can see at the close, it's now up 7%. So you begs the question, when it comes to pricing, did they get it right?
Our timing was the worst market since what you guys are covering, the 10-year anniversary of the financial crisis. Our timing was not excellent. During the roadshow, Tesla stock went from 363 to 263. And the Hong Kong and China stock markets hit bear market territory. So our timing wasn't good. I think our pricing was correct. Now it's actually trading up a little bit above.
Right, so the interesting thing, what you're suggesting, of course, is that what we're seeing is you are having to buck a market trend that is yanking you down.
Yes, correct. Correct. Absolutely true.
Let's talk about the actual business that you're in.
Okay.
Everybody knows that EVs are the future.
Yes.
China is vast.
Yes.
How big do you want to be in the market? What's the potential for NIO in the market?
The potential is huge, right? China is 65% of the global EV market. And with the policies the government has, you can't buy a ICE car in the big cities in the future. So 25 cities are going to restrict other ICEs. You can only buy electric vehicle. So it's going to be huge. China is the largest EV market in the world, going from about 800,000 units to 2.6 million in just 3 years.
And your share of that?
For the premium sector, all we need is 10%. We'll be very happy. That's about 300,000 vehicles a year for now. But that's our first goal.
Can you ramp up production? I mean, we always invariably end up talking about Tesla.
Yes.
You've seen the issues of Tesla ramping up with the 3.
Yes.
Can you ramp up production?
I think our first quarter out of the box will be September 30th. So we've been shipping cars for only 2 months, but by September we will have shipped 3,000 vehicles our first quarter, and 7,000 for the second quarter is the target. Tesla didn't hit 7,000 vehicles until over 3 years after their IPO. So we're off to a good start. It's a matter of execution and quality of the manufacturing.
But what number do you have to hit to be volume?
I think we need to get to about 150,000 a year where we're really...
So that's 10,000 a month?
Yes, and our current plan can do that.
Current plan can